Hey, hello everyone, welcome to Musical Engineer. I hope you are doing absolutely amazing. So, if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please go below and hit the red button there and subscribe it. And if you have not yet hit the bell icon, so hit it also so that every time I post a new video, you get the updates of them. So in this video today we are going to discuss about software testing, both manual and automation testing. I'll just discuss about the basics of the software testing, why it is needed and what is software testing and the types of testing. So friend, let's start about the software testing. As I told that I'll be discussing the basics of software testing, like what is software testing and what are the types of software testing like manual and automation. I'll just give a brief about all these things and I'll not go deep, and maybe in the later videos I'll discuss in depth about manual testing and automation testing. In this presentation I'll be discussing mainly about the basics of software testing and why it is done. So first of all, let us know what is software testing. As you can see, in the definition you can read it also, like what is software testing. So basically when a software is built, when the developers build the software and they add all the features into it, so software testing is basically done to check whether the actual software product what is developed by the developers, it matches the expected requirements and all the requirements that are proposed by the client made, and the software product is defect free. So that is only actually basically called the software testing. And then we come to this methods and purpose of the software testing, like why, how it is done, how the software testing is done, and what is basically the purpose of this software testing. As you can see that the methods that are involved is execution of the software system or components using the manual or automated tools. That means manually we can test it, like basically mainly the developers do this manual testing, or the people who are specifically into manual testing and automation testing, they do it in manually, and automation is done usually during using special tools. This automation testing is done. And the purpose of this software testing is to identify the errors, gaps and missing requirements, which is like whether the actual requirements are made or not. So why this software testing is important? So as you can see, software testing is mainly important because if there is any bug or error in the software, like if you basically have any software, it might be maybe any app or something, when you run it for the first time, they release that beta version, right? So there actually when you try to run that app and maybe software, you find some bugs, whether it is lag or the performance issue or somewhere or the other, some errors or bugs are there. So software testing is basically to find out the bugs and then fix them, and also it is again checked that whether it is meeting the client's expectation or the customer expectation or not. And the properly tested software ensures the reliability. That means if the software product is tested well, then and all the bugs and the errors are removed, then it ensures the reliability, right? You can use the software relentlessly and without any bugs, and it will run smooth. And also it makes the software secure, because lots of hackers are always whenever they see any new software being launched, they are always ready to hack that software, and if they find any bugs, they try to do some or the other ways to make that software crash or something like that. So once the software is tested properly, it makes the software secure and the performance also becomes better. And in that way it saves time, it saves the cost effectiveness, and the customer satisfaction is met, right? Then let me come to the benefits of software testing. The first comes is cost effective. It makes the software cost effective. Then comes security. As I told that it makes the software secure, and it prevents the hackers from attacking the software, which becomes bugs free once it is tested properly. It also makes it the product quality. That means the high performance. It betters the quality of the software. Then customer satisfaction. Definitely, when the bugs are removed, all the errors of the software are removed, we get a very good satisfaction, right, using the software, and it runs smooth. Then there is software testing life cycle that is followed by all the testers to carry out all the software testing, and it has basically 6 phases, and I'll just touch on it. Like I'll just name them, like requirement analysis, like whatever the requirements that are proposed by the client, or they are analyzed. And then comes the test planning, where they analyze the how to plan the test cases. And then the test case development, whatever scenarios and the test cases are planned, they are being developed. And in the next phase, in the test environment setup, all the environment is set up so that the test cases that are developed can be executed. And then comes the test execution, where all the test cases that are developed and checked with the test environment are being executed. And finally, in the sixth phase, the test cycle is closed, so that it completes the full software testing life cycle, and the software is ready to be delivered with no bugs, with almost high performance software, and nearly bugs free and error free, right? Then we come to these types of software testing, and there are basically 3 types of software testing, as you can see: functional testing, non-functional testing, and maintenance testing. In the functional testing, we have unit testing. So I'll just basically name them. What are the functional testing? Unit testing comes under it. Then we have integration testing. Then we have smoke testing, UAT, that is user acceptance testing. Then we have localization, globalization, interoperability, and so on. Then comes your non-functional testing, and in the non-functional testing we have this performance testing, then endurance testing, load testing, volume testing, scalability, then usability, and so on. And finally comes maintenance testing, which includes regression testing and maintenance testing. So we have these different types of software testing techniques, where we have this black box testing. So black box testing is nothing but software testing which cannot be it's a high level testing, and it cannot be visible to the people who are we just in a high level we can see the testing is done, and tester does not have the access to the source code of the software, right? And that is the black box testing. And then we have this white box testing, which is also known as the glass box testing, and which is open box testing also. And this is the technique of testing in which the tester is aware of the internal workings of it. So for example, all the internal operations are known here in this case. The difference between the black box testing and white box testing, as you can see on the screen, we have this difference that in the black box testing, the internal workings of an applications are not required. That means they are hidden. And in white box testing, the internal working is visible. And in the black box testing, we have closed box or data driven testing. And white box testing is also known as the clear box or structural testing. In the black box testing, we see that end users, testers, and developers are involved. And in white box testing, normally it is done by the testers and developers, as you can see here. So in the black box testing, it is basically only be done by a trial and error method. And in white box testing, data domains and internal boundaries can be better tested. So you can see the distinction between them. Then there are different strategies in software testing, mainly this unit testing. As I already discussed, it comes under functional testing. So basically in the unit testing, small unit of software are being tested. For example, if there is an operation of finding suppose the vector sum of two units, and you want to check whether the sum is in the internal working, it is working fine or not. Or maybe if I consider an example of addition of two numbers, so if you see that whether the addition operation is working fine, so that is an example of unit testing. So in the integration testing, the like many such unit testings are, like small components are being grouped together and then tested. That is known as the integration testing. Then we have the system testing, and all those integrated parts and when the system or the software as a whole is tested, it is known as the system testing. Then we have this acceptance testing. Acceptance testing is basically done at the client's end, where the client is made to test the software whether everything is running fine or not, and it is known, and if it meets all the requirements of the client, then that is known as actually the acceptance testing. Then we come to this manual testing. I'll just give you the basic idea what manual testing is. I already told that it is done manually in the software without using any special tools. So manual testing, it includes the testing of the software manual, that is without any automation tool or script. Then in this type of testing, the tester takes over the role of end user. That means the tester acts as the end user and then tests the software to identify whether there is any bug or error. So there are different stages of manual testing, such as unit testing, integration testing, system testing, and user acceptance testing, as I already discussed about them. So those are the parts of included in that manual testing. So testers use the test plans, test cases, or the test scenarios to test the software to ensure the completeness of testing. Then we come to automation testing, and let me tell you that I am also working as an automation testing in my current company, and it is quite exciting to use the tools and writing scripts, and while running them, they are testing the software so efficiently, and it is becoming a huge useful domain where the software is tested, and most of the software testers are preferring to be automation testing to test the software. So automation testing is basically known as the test automation, where the testers write scripts and use another software to test the product. So in this process, it involves the automation of manual processes, like whatever you did in the manual testing, it is in a similar way written in a script is written for that, and then it is run. Automation testing is used to rerun the test scenarios quickly and repeatedly, and it is basically used for the repeated tasks and in a systematic way. Apart from the regression testing, automation testing is used to test the application from a load, performance, and stress point of view. That means basically this load, performance, and the stress testing are done through these automation tools and in this automation testing. So basically automation testing, it increases the test coverage, improves the accuracy, and it saves the time for the repeated executing the repeated tasks. It saves the time a lot. Once the script is written, it can be reused for the particular scenarios, and the time is saved, and it also saves a lot of money when compared to manual testing. So I hope you got a little bit insights about the software testing domain, and if you are planning for going into such testing domain, so maybe you got some insights what is basically the software testing and why it is done, and the basics of manual testing and automation testing. So thanks for watching my video, and don't forget to like, share, and comment, and also subscribe to Musical Engineer, and stay tuned for the next video where I'll discuss about manual testing and automation testing in depth. So till then, bye bye, take care.